In the beginning, I wanted a dog. Dad and I talked about when we can get a dog and what kind of dog. So we were playing with this dog, and Dave had already visited with the dog earlier and gave his thumbs up for us planning to get him. Of course, we didn't tell our children, and we captured it on film.
It's cute! Watch this.
Careful.
Watch this.
The dog was playing with us, and Melody was holding the dog, and she says, "Daddy, do we get to keep the doggy?"
Well, then I think we can get the doggy.
And the look on Melody's face is like pure joy. And then Rusty tooted.
Nina, the doggy tooted.
So we think that we're gonna name him Rusty, maybe Rusty Tooter.
Rusty better. And before you know that, he'll love it.
One memory I have of Rusty as a puppy has to do with bath time. We would put him in the sink, we would help out our mom and pour the shampoo.
So when I grow up, I'm gonna have a puppy like that.
Him having a bath, you had to be with him all the time. Like, you couldn't leave him in the sink because he was always trying to get out.
After bath time, Rusty would run around like a maniac around the house. He was really cute. He was so scruffy and you just wanted to pet him. Katrina and I were being babysat. I had noticed throughout the day that Rusty was slipping and kind of falling over himself, and he couldn't walk correctly.
I was attending a 4-day seminar for something massage therapy related, and I was gone all day.
And so when Mom came home, I told her, I said, there's something wrong with Rusty.
My mom and I went to the emergency vet, and I remember vividly sitting in the back seat of the car with Rusty laying down on my lap, and I was just crying because I didn't know what was going to happen.
They needed to do an MRI, and in order to do the MRI, they had to sedate him. So he was sedated, and then they came out to us and told us what happened. He said there was some pretty big damage to some of his spine.
He had explained that we could go through this surgery, which was a 50-50 chance of working, or we could put him down. And I just remember I was crushed just hearing that.
And so the big question was, how would he be after? Is that okay to have a dog that's paralyzed?
I asked the neurosurgeon, I said, well, what kind of life would he have if the surgery didn't work? I mean, would he be happy? And he said that these kinds of dogs, dachshunds, spring back from whatever situation they're going through, that he would still have a happy life. And that was okay for me. I remember we were anxiously waiting for them to bring him in.
I remember he came out and a large portion of his back was shaved and he had staples along his spine. And I remember not being able to look because it scared me.
Could he wag his tail?
Not yet.
Not yet.
The first thing I noticed when Rusty came out with the doctor for the first time since his surgery was the fact that his tail was not working. Something so little as that was alarming to me.
Right? Yes, we try hard. Yes, we will.
We didn't know what was going to happen, but he was with us, and so that was good enough.
Hi, Rusty. Next stop, home.
We get to take Rusty home, and he needed to be crated for like 6 weeks. We were in a waiting game. And then I was also wondering, it's like, well, what do we do if if he stays paralyzed, I didn't know how to have it so he can walk around at least the main level, but not just get pee and poop everywhere. I don't know how long it took for me. It feels like it took a long time for me to actually devise the idea. I thought I was done with diapers, and I had figured out I needed to make a tail hole to put the diaper on so it would hold whatever happened. I actually put vinyl on the bottom half so it makes it slide better on the floor. Eventually, I figured out that 18-month-old sleeveless onesie was the way to go. So this is, it looks like a bib, but it actually it's smoother than the elastic, and it goes through the onesie, and then it can't fall off of his legs. So yeah, it was a process for sure. Once we knew for sure that he was going to be paralyzed, somebody told us about a place that does wheelchairs for dogs. We took a little trip to go to this place, and you could see all these dogs in wheelchairs, and it was awesome. They gave Rusty a loaner wheelchair to try, and so he got to like run without his back legs on the ground. They took his measurements, and we went home, and we came back, and he got fitted for his very own little dog wheelchair, and then we were able to start taking him for walks.
Come on, come on. Come on.
Life with Rusty now, he's a senior. He's 13 years old. He's partially blind. He loves his mommy very much.
If you asked me this question like a year ago and then a year before that, my answers would be completely different. And I think that's what's difficult with Rusty. He tends to have lots of ups and downs.
One day he'll be very playful, and then another day he'll just lay there and sleep. So you really don't know. It's clear he's starting to transition down that path that dogs go.
In the last few years, we have had a number of moments where we thought this was it. He was going to pass away either naturally, or we were going to have to put him down because he did not seem like he was having a good quality of life. And that was really hard for us.
Sometimes when we have something very difficult going on, it's really important for me, when we went through that, to see, well, what did I learn, and how could this be of service to someone else? Whenever we'd go to the vet and we would take the Rusty with us, I would always bring him with his wheels, because always at the emergency vet, someone is there with a dog that can't walk. I would ask people, how are you doing? Because I remember sitting there for all those hours, and then they can see Rusty was happy, and that was just, it was a great experience to be able to share through something that was really difficult, to share the victory that we had over it. And we are with Rusty till the end.
It's been great having him in the family, having a dog, seeing the joy he brings to mom and to the girls. I would say over time, our level of attachment has definitely grown. I was more of the I felt like I was the outsider with regard to the dog. But I always enjoyed playing with Rusty. Always enjoyed it.
Through this whole experience with Rusty, I have learned to be more caring. Mom says this whole experience, this is an example of what you do for family. And that is what she was trying to teach us. You do whatever it takes for your loved ones. And that's something that I'll always take with me.
Something I've learned throughout life with Rusty is to have patience, because you have to have a lot of patience. Now I think the biggest lesson is unconditional love, because he's not like other dogs, but he's ours.
I wouldn't take away any of that difficulty as much as it was difficult. It was also something where I feel like our family, we came closer, and we just rally around Rusty, and he will be missed. He will be very much so missed. And when the time is, I will also know in my heart of hearts that we've done everything plus to take the best care of him that we could. And that will always be in my heart, because he is a special dog. And I think we were the ones that were blessed with him.